Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. It's about that time. Let's go take that walk and see what's in the fridge today.
Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. I certainly do appreciate everybody stopping by. Today's beer comes from Rahr and Sons Brewing Company. These guys are down in Texas. This is their bourbon barrel aged winter warmer. Winter? It's in the middle of summer. Yeah, guys, the fridge is getting a little thin, so we're getting to these bigger beers that's been in the fridge for a while. This was sent to me by Brandon C. a while back. Uh, we've gotten through all the lower ABV beers and IPAs and double IPAs that have sent to me. So now I have a closet and a fridge full of monster beers and bigger beers and high ABV beers that we're going to probably be getting to here now that the fridge is thinned out a little bit. So this is their, like I said, bourbon barrel aged winter warmer. And I do like a darker beer all year long, especially for the final beer of the evening, which is this for me. So let's get on with this. Uh, this is a 10%er, guys. Uh, and they have it over at Untapped at 44 IBUs. And it says on the commercial description, we take recently emptied bourbon barrels and refill them with our winter warmer English style dark ale. We then barrel age this majestic ale for 12 weeks, which is 3 months. The result is a balanced, ambitious blend of dark malts and English hops. So they've used English hops on this, guys. The more subtle hops, the Tetanang, the Saz, the Goldings hops, stuff that don't have that super off the chain American style hop aroma of the pine, grapefruit, pineapple, tropical fruit notes, orange, the citrusiness to balance out the beer. So uh, we got the commercial description, we got the ABV, we got the IBUs. I don't know if they've dated this thing. Let's see what this on the bottom of the can. Yep, says, hope you brought your big boy pants. Ooh, yeah, you better have. You better be drinking this at home or have a designated driver. It's a 10%. One of these in a 12-ounce can in the state of Virginia is enough to get you in serious trouble if you go through a GUI checkpoint. So just be aware of that, guys. This is a big beer. That's why I'm doing it here at home. Uh, I probably would never drink a beer of this magnitude out if I'm driving. Uh, says here two 29517. So maybe that's the 255th day of 2017. They have the ability to write the month, day, and year on it, and they choose to put a code on it. I'm not a fan of that. Then it has a timestamp here beside of it. So they wrote all this, hope you brought your big boy pants instead of putting on the month, day, and the year. So, but it does have the code on there. So I don't know what the 255th day of 2017 is. Uh, Today is the 24th of July of 2018. I don't think we're nowhere close to that yet. We're only at the 6th, 7th month. So not quite a year. Not quite a year old. But it's a 10% winter warmer, barrel aged, so it's going to keep for a long time. I can't think of a single reason to say anything about any coffee or anything like that that's been used in the brewing process. So it is time. Like I said, final beer of the evening for me. So let's get it into the glass and see what we have. While I pour this, I'm going to tell you it says food pairings, general dessert. The meat is poultry and game. glassware, pint, becker, non tumbler, snifter. I got my favorite tulip glass, and not recommended for sun selling unless the ABV extends average range. Well, it's a 10%er. I think it exceeds the average range here, guys. With that gentle pour, I didn't pour very much of a head. I didn't want to pour it too aggressive and get a monster head, but monster head, yeah. Pretty dark beer, guys. A little bit of red rubbiness through the thin part of the glass down here. It looks a lot like a porter in the glass because it's not pitch black dark. Now let's get it to the nose. I'll be honest with you, a little bit of booziness in there, guys. Rich roasted malt. Maybe some toffee, caramel, black molasses. It smells pretty good though. But they only left it in the barrels for 3 months. So they must have reached the point where they wanted to stop the bourbon notes or the alcohol notes. Well, let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Brandon. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Definitely getting the bourbon notes. So it wouldn't have hurt my feelings if they left it in another 3 months to get a little bit more of those bourbon notes. The off the chain bourbon notes, if you will. But they're there. A little subdued, but very enjoyable, very smooth, if you will. And that's probably what they were shooting for. They didn't want that off the chain bourbon where it's overpowering everything else. Very smooth beer, very well made beer. These guys at Rahr and Sons do some really tasty stuff. I'm a big fan of their bourbon barrel aged stuff. So for a 10%, the alcohol is super well hidden. So a very tasty beer, a very smooth beer. So let me sip on this and go out on the deck, fire up a stogie, and sip on it for a while. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Been sipping on it for a little while. Decent beer. I mean, to me, it's a nice winter warmer, but I think they could have left it in the bourbon barrels for a little longer than they did, but it's probably where they wanted it to be. They didn't want the bourbon overpowering everything else. It is a very smooth, easy drinking for a 10%er. But if I'm paying bigger money for a bourbon barrel aged beer, especially in a little 12-ounce can, not a 16-ounce can, I don't know what. I would guess this is probably done in a 4-pack. I would hope it would be a 6-pack, being a 12-ounce can, not a 16, but I don't know. These beers are not distributed here in Virginia, but I do find them very tasty, especially the bourbon barrel versions like this one. But it's not blowing my hair back or my socks off. It's very tasty, but not outstanding or world class. Final joke. Again, very smooth and even easy drinking for a 10%er. I do think it's an A beer, A- on this one. 90 for me, guys, on this one. I want more bourbon taste. If it's been put, this is a barrel aged beer. I want more bourbon taste than what I'm getting on this. But this is probably what they wanted. They didn't want it overpowering everything else, and it's not. So, like I said, 90 for me, A-. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 4.08, also in their A- range. They call it exceptional. It is. It's better than the regular version, I'm sure, being barrel aged. And our final check-in, we run over to Untappd. They have it at 4.01, just barely into the A category as far as I'm concerned from those guys. A- there too. Unanimous. A- beer from all three of us. Me, Beer Advocate, Untappd. If you had this from Rahr and Sons, this is their bourbon barrel aged winter warmer. Let me know what you think. A great final beer of the evening for me, but I was hoping for a little more bourbon than I was getting. So, like I said, if you've had it from these guys, let me know what you think. Until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.